Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wyoming Knits YouTube channel. My name is Jenny Lee, and this is my channel where I like to talk about all the things that I've been knitting on over the past week. Today is Sunday, September 7th, 2025, and this is episode 105. You can find me on Instagram as Jenny Lee Knits, and you can find me on Ravelry as Jenny Lee S Knits. On Ravelry, I am hosting a Scrappy Make-a-long, so head over to Ravelry and check that out. I have a Scrappy blankets, Scrappy sweaters, and Scrappy accessories cal going over on Ravelry. All the rules are on each of the threads over there, and so go check that out and put some of your scrappy projects or small projects over there that you used leftover yarn in. Today I'm coming to you from Southwest Wyoming, where I live with my husband, our daughter, and our little Yorkie Dax. I have 0 finished objects today and 3 works in progress that we're going to talk about. But first, let's talk about what I am wearing. I'm wearing my Birch pullover. This is knit in half fisherman's rib. You start out with a 2x2 ribbed collar. You put your stitch markers for your increases, and then you do half fisherman's rib. I used a Chick That Knits in the color Fern Gully. This is a fingering weight sweater. I used a size 2, either a size 2 or a 2.5 US, and I think that's a 2.75. Size 2, 2.75 I think is what I used. It is nice and squishy and warm, but not too hot. It is currently 73 degrees. We will probably get some more rain today. It has rained in the afternoon for the last 3 days. So we'll probably get a little bit more rain later on this evening. So let's talk about what I worked on this week. The first thing I want to show you is in my Needlecrafts bag. I will have all the bags and all the yarn shops, all the bag shops and yarn shops linked in the description box below, where you can go find probably something similar, maybe not the exact same item, but it's living in here. These are my Minecraft socks by Heather Cox. I'm using Blackbird Sycamore yarn in the color Caution. This is a fingering weight yarn. 75% superwash merino, 25% recycled nylon. Beautiful orange. And I am making the Minecraft socks. I was right here last time. I did, looks like one more repeat, or almost one more full repeat, because I think two of these little, they look like little puffs. 2 puffs is one repeat, so it looks like I did 2 repeats. I haven't worked on these very much. I do like that repeat. It's easy to memorize. It's it is a 12 row repeat, but each section is you do 3 rows, then you do 3 rows of this stitch, 3 rows of something else, 3 rows, 3 rows, 3 rows and then you start over. So if you can keep the 3 rows, if you can count your, okay, I did 1, 2, 3 rows, now it's time for the next part of the pattern, 1, 2, 3, time for the next part of the pattern. I think it's super simple to memorize. I don't need to look at the pattern anymore, and this is only the second pair of socks that I'll be making with this pattern. So it's easily memorizable. I just haven't worked on it that much. I started out with 64 stitches with a German twisted cast on. I cast on using my 9-inch circulars. I did a 2x2 ribbed cuff for 20 rounds, and then I started the pattern. So that is the first thing I worked on. I didn't make much progress on it, but the next thing I worked on got quite a bit of progress. The next thing I worked on is my Sea Glass cardigan by Wool and Pine. I'm using Knit Picks Swish as my main color. This is the color Moss. Can you tell I love green? And then I had this big tote of all of my green leftovers. Anything that had even just a little bit of green in it went in here. So I worked through the entire tote. Take one out, put it in the bag when I was done with it, take the next one out, put it in the bag when I was done with it. I think I worked through that tote three to 4 times, and I still have that much yarn left. I'm doing the 4th size, and I did have to go up to a size 10 for my color work. The recommended needle size is a size 8, but I had to go up to a size 10 to get gauge. I finished the sleeve. I finished the 2nd sleeve, did the cuff. I have not woven in any of my sleeve ends, but the cuff is made to, you're supposed to fold it over when you wear it. Haven't woven in any of the ends on the inside of the sleeve, but I did follow the directions on the ends for the inside. I did, so you're supposed to tie them and cut them. I've already had a few of them come undone, so I'm gonna have to get some like fabric glue, some liquid stitch or something like that, and just put a little bit of glue on each of those knots. But I picked up the collar. I am done with all the short rows for the shawl collar, and now I'm just working back and forth. I think I have 11 rows, 11 or less rows. I think you're supposed to have from here to here 21 rows, and then you do, it says do Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, but on the sleeves it said to do an Icelandic bind off, and I kind of liked that. See, can you cover my face and maybe it will focus? There you go. So it looks be nice. So I might do that on the collar. I did a tubular bind off on this one. So there's even at least 1 or 2 rows of this color in here on one of the sleeves, or both of the sleeves. I don't remember if I finished this before I was done with the body or if I finished it after. I think it might have been after. But this is what the back looks like. I'll show you the inside of my sleeves. I think I'm just going to tie a knot in these and liquid stitch the knot, and then maybe just weave these in just a little bit. When I was tying these ends, it took me 3 nights to get it all done, and that was between like 7 and 9 o'clock on all 3 nights. So I love the big shawl collar. This is the Knit Picks yarn, and the color work was a 1x1. Every other stitch is a fingering weight held double and a moss color, so every other stitch was one of those. I cannot wait to wear this. I ordered some liquid stitch on Amazon. It should be here Tuesday, so I will be wearing this next Sunday when I record again. So it's been living in my Bags by Awesome Granny. This is my Christmas bag. It was my only other one that was big enough, I thought, to fit all of these. Oh, and I saved all of my scraps, all of the ends that I cut on to do the I-cord before I did the pickup. All of these ends, I did cut them. I put them all in here, and when I weigh this, I'm going to weigh this with it, because then I'm just going to I don't know, I might save this so if I ever make a stuffy or need to stuff something. I have been saving all of my ends that I've been clipping, so I have all of those, but I want to weigh those ends with the project because they are now out of my stash also, and so I don't want to not count them. So that was the second thing I worked on. I worked on that a lot this week. I think that got the most work. And then this morning for Scrappy Sunday, I worked on my Cozy Memories blanket. I don't think I've shown this for a while. I have worked on it and put in like 1 or 2 squares, and then I'm like, that's not enough to show. And then I think I was right here on this one last time, and so I did these squares. The 2 hat squares. This is my Birch pullover. These 2 were from my, is it the stripe hype by Tiffany Lynn? 2 of them. Then I did the other 2 socks for my friends. Then I started with my advent after I finished my habitation throw. So I've got all of the oranges. It starts with the pink color. Got all of the oranges in, the yellows, the greens, and now I'm on this bluey green, and I put these 2 in this morning. So I have those. It is very big. I want it to be able to fit on my queen size bed. It's about halfway there, and I started this in, I want to say either 2021 or 2022. It is on my Ravelry project page. I have to do another full-size picture of it. I have most of my ends woven in. Usually I wait until I have like all 4 and then I weave it in. I'm going to have to, and sometimes I wait until I get the whole strip done and then go back and do those 4. Sometimes when I run out of scraps to put in, after every project I put in what is left. So I put all of the extra yarn in here. This is all the fingering weight that I finished recently. So I have my colorful socks, what I used for my salty air tea, my salty air tea, one of the last socks I finished, and then I'm trying to do the advent in order so they're still, they got their tags clipped to them so I know which order to do them in. So I want to get the advent done so I can put some more of that in there, because I am feeling like there's too many in there that need to go in here. So I want to work on this a little bit more. I might work on this the rest of the day to get it finished, but I want to get down to just a few balls left in there, and then usually when there's just a couple balls left in there, then I start weaving in my ends. And that was all I worked on this week. Not very many projects this week. I am still working on my garden cardigan. I haven't touched it for a few weeks now. I'm working on the mod sweater. I am also working on my Mama and my daily pullover by Pearl Soho. The Mama is by Pip and Pin. So I still have those. Those will still get worked on. But I want to finish my sleeveless sweater because it is almost done. And I can wear it next week. I can have it done sometime this week. I think that liquid stitch should be here Tuesday. So Tuesday after school I can put a little bit of glue on each of those knots, and then I think I should probably be able to finish the collar, and I'm going to put it on hold until I've got those glued down. Finish the collar, weave in my ends, and hopefully have it blocking by Friday night. I hope I can do it. I think I can. And then finish my Mama because I have 1 1/4 of a sleeve left, and then the button band, the collar, and then that will be finished. But I am itching to cast on some new things. So we'll see what gets done next week. Ooh, I do have 2 acquisitions. Hold on. I received my Yarnberry August club. I forgot what it was called. And this one is Bag End. Beautiful brown taupey orange with the green. And I got my Yarnable. I only get the yarn only option, and so I got the yarn for September, Shroom with a View. Here's the tag. I think this is an 85-25 or 85-15 superwash merino nylon, 437 yards per 100 grams, and it's got the blue and the purple. I thought it would pair well with last month's I don't know what I would do with it. I could do these 2 held with this and do a stripe. So do 1 stripe of this and 1 stripe of this, like 1 stripe, 1 stripe, 1 stripe, 1 stripe. So it would go like that. I don't know. I can't decide. Maybe just socks. But I am itching for a new cast on. So we will see what I get up to this week. School has been still just slightly overwhelming. We have our new classes. We're getting into the routine. I'm remembering, oh yeah, I gotta make this copy before next week. I gotta get this ready. And so some days after school is just a little overwhelming. And I come home and I just sit and watch YouTube or sit in silence and then make dinner. After dinner I clean up, and depending on what time my husband got home and when we eat dinner, then I only have just a couple hours left in the day to knit before I go to bed and start all over again. So hopefully I will have a little more knitting time this week. I will finish my sea glass cardigan and make some more progress on some other things, and I will see you next week. Happy knitting!